hear it. People don't have to receive it, or, you don't have to listen to it, but it was just asking me what was on my mind. So I want to talk about something that a lot of people will not address. No one likes to talk about. This is a topic I'm not looking for. I know tomatoes and rotten eggs and subliminal posts will be posted about this, but it's okay. It's okay. We can agree to disagree. I want to, I want to talk about something that nobody likes to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about this right here. But the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So everything that we go through and we face, it is people that went through the exact same things that we went through. And so regardless of what I be wanting to talk about, it's crazy that regardless of what it is, I could find it in the Bible. And so my revelation, it may be different from yours, but I thought about somebody today. I thought about Jacob today, and Leah and Rachel. If your mother made you go to church like my grandparents, let me know. I couldn't just stay in their house and not go to church. I had to learn some things about the Bible. It's some stories that we all heard. I've heard plenty of people preach from this particular text, but I understand this. Sometimes people are careful with what they speak about simply because they don't want to offend anybody. When you offend anybody, you don't get them tithes and offerings like you want. Because when people get mad at you, they'll be like, I ain't giving you nothing. Well, people don't be giving me stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you my truth and what I think about this text right here. And so everybody know about the story. If you don't know, you can read it at your earliest convenience. Genesis chapter 29. It speaks about the journey of Jacob. And it speaks about how when he was along the journey, he saw the woman that he fell in love with. He saw her at the well, and at the particular well, she was selfless. It was a time that it was real hot. When people go to the well, it'll be like 12 o'clock, and it was so hot. And so most of the times when people go to the well, they are thirsty. Put a pin in that word, thirsty. And so what Jacob liked and what caught Jacob's attention was Rachel didn't even flirt with Jacob and like, ooh, he cute. Let me give him some water. She thought about his sheep, because the sheep back then was a means of transportation. So that was like his Mercedes, okay? The sheep was his Mercedes. And a camel, sorry. So she turned around, and knowing that she didn't know whether later he was going to use the sheep to slaughter. She didn't really know the story. She didn't talk to him. All she did was she felt like she needed to give Jacob's sheep some water. All right. And so when Jacob saw her and she gave him some water, Jacob was like, that's my bae. That's my bae. If it was like 2021 back then, he was like, oh, that's bae. She's selfless. Like, she ain't trying to come on to me. She was trying to give my sheep some water. So that turned Jacob on. And so next, when Jacob saw her, immediately, the Bible said he kissed her and he wept out loud. And when he did that, he went to her father and them, and I was like, look, I met my bae. This is boo. This is my boo thing. This is who I want to be with. It wasn't, he didn't need no genie ball. He didn't need to go get no cards read to him. He didn't have to go do no voodoo doll. He didn't have to burn no sage and say, let me know if she my wife. No, he didn't do that. He knew who she was before she recognized who he was. But when Jacob went to speak with her father, the father acted like he was all right with it, but he was like, you're gonna have to do some work for me, homeboy. And so Jacob wanted her so bad. Now, Jacob wanted her so bad that he was willing to work 7 years for her. But mind you now, Jacob was known to be a trickster. So, we reap sometimes what we sow. So the end of the 7th year, okay, the father was like, well, I see that you work. Now, this is me paraphrasing it. You can go and get the proper readings from it, but I'm trying to hurry up. So the father was like, I see you work these 7 years, and I know I promised you I'm going to give you a wife, one of my daughters, but I can't give you the daughter that you want. You got to get with the oldest daughter. So I don't know about y'all, but the Bible and what I read, it says that sister, her name was Leah, and they said she was fair-eyed. And that's a cute way of saying she wasn't cute. And she was a little pickle. You know, she wasn't cute. Okay. And so when he brought his daughter Leah out, Jacob was like, nah, I didn't work for her. I worked for Rachel. And then the father want to throw out what the proper way is. You got to marry, by law, you had to marry the oldest daughter, not the baby daughter. Rachel was the baby daughter. And so that thing bothered Jacob so bad. He was like, well, I'll work another 7 years. He had to marry Leah. So then, y'all, this is what got me. When he married Leah, she started having babies. She was able to do what who he really loved couldn't do. So she thought, because she was able to do, like, y'all put a pin in this. I promise I'm going somewhere. She thought because she was able to do what who he really loved couldn't do. She thought she had the power, y'all. She did. So she went to having these babies. And y'all know, I know we not saying no name. Y'all know it's a lot of women think once they spit out a baby, they got it in the bag. Oh, he's gonna love me. So let me tell y'all, each baby that she had, it represented something, okay? So it says, the Lord opened up Leah's womb because she was hated. It didn't say because she was loved. Did y'all hear this? It says he opened up her womb because she was hated. And Rachel couldn't have any babies. And Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called him the name Reuben. For she said, because the Lord has looked upon my afflictions, for now my husband will love me. So she was like, this first baby gonna make him love me. Y'all know some people that think like that. Okay, so that's one baby. She conceived again another baby. Because the Lord has heard that I was hated on, he has given me a son. And we shall call his name Simeon. And she conceived a son and said, now this time my husband would attach to me. He really gonna like me now. Because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore his name will be called Levi. And she conceived again and said, this time I will praise the Lord. Therefore I will call him Judah. Then she said, cease bearing. Okay, so Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, and she envied her sister. So that's what happens a lot of times. A lot of people envy the wrong thing. Rachel was so upset that her sister was able to do what she couldn't do. But the thing about it is, although Leah could give him babies, he didn't love her. Hello, somebody. Is anybody home on this live today? You know, a lot of people don't like to talk about somebody loving them because the natural mind consider love based on what people do for them. Like, I have him a baby. He has sex with me. He buy me this. He do this for me. That's love. I'm quite sure as she was having these babies, Jacob was providing for her. I'm quite sure he had her in the house. I'm quite sure he was making sure she was good. But the Bible stated that he still had only love for Rachel and not for Leah. So I'm going to put a pin in that right there, and I can talk about this at another day. But it led me to speak about something and to just let people know. I know the first thing people come at me with is, How she knows she don't have nobody? Let me tell you what I do know. I know about real love and fake love. I know when somebody love me for real and they don't. And so therefore, I won't fool myself thinking if I spit them out a baby, if I do this, if I do that, and accept this is going to make them love me. It will not. If you read in chapter 30 on, it'll show you that no matter what Leah did, that's not who he had his heart set out for. And oftentimes, so many people hurt themselves because they are determined to be with someone they know don't love them. And they do it because of fear. They don't know how long the process will be of them being alone. They don't know how long it'll be before they find someone that loves them. They don't know. And because of not knowing, it's so many people settle for, well, we got children. Well, we got this house. Well, we've been together 20 years. Well, but I'm like this. I don't know about y'all, but I'm very sensitive and sensual and sexual. I can feel when somebody go inside of me if they like me like that and love me like that. I could feel when a man is laying beside me, whether he love or like me like that, or he just effing me like I'm just being real, or when a child is conceived, I knew if I was just gonna be a baby mama at the end, because I understood this, that a baby don't change things. A baby don't make a person love. What I found out, what baby does when you have a child, I found out something, whatever it is that is hidden, it's gonna be exposed. That's what I found out about having babies. But I know I'm not talking about just babies. I'm talking about being with someone that love you. Understand this. It's nothing that you can do. It's no voodoo that you can pour. It's no panties you can hide. It's no baby doll that you can make up to make somebody love you. At the beginning, when someone meets you, they know if they want to love you or just blah, 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 and the XYZ. So it's basically on you, what you allow. And oftentimes when people get hurt and get broken, you blame it on the other person. But guess what? It was great warning signs that came and told you, I'm here to let you know. And you did what you wanted to do. Because I know it was time Big Daddy said, nope. And guess what? Because I was having fun, giggling, tickling, I did what I wanted to do, and I had to pay for it. So it is what it is. The beginning of loving yourself is letting go of who you know don't love you. And know that's going to be all right. And stop worrying about what they say, how they look, who going to have them, who going to be with them. Guess what? It wasn't meant for you. And you got to know that it's all right. Because greater and better will come the moment you accept it is what it is. I love you guys. Have an amazing morning. Mwah.